Niger, Equatorial Guinea, Togo, Liberia. Group F, Ghana, Angola, Sudan, Niger. Group G, Ivory Coast, Zambia, Sierra Leone, and Chad. Group H, DR Congo, Guinea, Tanzania, Ethiopia. Group I, Mali, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, and Eswatini. Group J, Cameroon, Namibia, Kenya, Zimbabwe. Group K, South Africa, Uganda, Congo, South Sudan, and Group L, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Malawi, Burundi. The Ministry of Youth and Sports has again excluded basketball from the 2024-2025 National County Sports Meet. The ministry will, however, introduce female football, according to Acting Deputy Minister Murphy Gray. Basketball, that is the second sport followed in Liberia, was omitted from the last edition of the annual sporting festival. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Youth and Sport have somersaulted the previous decision to hold the official opening ceremony in Bangabong County. The 2024-2025 National County Sports Meets opening ceremony will take place in Rubber Sports Grand Cape Mount County. The grouping of the female football will be the same as the football category of the tournament. The grouping of the football category includes Bon County. In Group A, Bon County, Grand Bassa, Maryland, Bombing. In Group B, Grand Jita, Grand Crew, Monserrato, Margibi. Group C, Sino, Riverside, Lofa, Bapodu. Group D, Grand Cape Mount, Nimba, River G. In a shocking move, the national legislature approved less than 160,000 USD for sports development in the 2024 fiscal budget. The legislature approved 150,000 USD for football, one of the least allotment in recent years. The House also allotted 1,130 USD for grassroots football development. $492 was allotted for Intel School Sports Association. Additionally, the House of Representatives approved $250 and 100 sorry, $250 and $130 for the Athletics and Basketball Federation. There are no allotment for the Kickball Federation, Tennis Association, Volleyball Association, and Petit Football Federation, and among others. Adinejai is on the path towards the sixth club in 5 seasons since he arrived in Europe back in 2019, according to online journalist DJ Sporting. He left 14 defensive midfielder. The left 14 defensive midfielder arrived on a 9,000 deal from Leicester FC to Grasshopper FC back in 2019. He went on to play 18 games, collecting 9 yellow cards and scoring 2 goals. FC Arut signed him back in 2021, and he played 60 league games for FC Arut, receiving 19 yellow cards, scoring 2 goals, and providing 3 assists in the Series Challenge League second tie. During the second phase of the 2023-2024 season, he moved to a half-season deal with Vaduz, where he played 15 games, received 1 red card, 4 yellow cards, and provide 1 assist in the Series Challenge League. The 24 years old is currently available at €250,000. The Liberia Athletic Federation have announced 8 athletics that will represent the country at this year's Olympic in Paris, France. The team will be led by Joseph Famone, who just won 2 golden medals at the Senior African Championship in Cameroon. Formula 22 will compete in the men's 200 meter and 4x 100 meter relay and reach the final of the men's 200 meter race in Tokyo. Emmanuel Matadi, who will also compete in the men's 100 meter and 4x 100 meter relay. John Shemon, Akin Salif, and Jabis Reese will run in the men's 4x 100 meter relay alternate. In the women race, Ebon Morrison, a recent gold medalist, will run in the 100 meter hurdles. Destiny Smith Barnett will run in the women 100 meter, while Tierman Davis will be in the women 100 meter and 200 meter respectively. The latest from our sport decks. Back to
Jeremiah Binder with the latest from our sports desk. I want to say welcome once again to Gifting Sports on Punch 106.7, broadcast live to you from 72nd here in Pinzio. Like we said, the draw for the national, that is the Africa Cup of Nations 2024, was held on Thursday in South Africa. Liberia's been paired alongside Algeria, Equatorial Guinea, and Togo. These are the team that is in Group E of the qualifiers. Who also look up the rest of the draw. Host Morocco already qualified because being the host of the tournament. So in their zone, only one team will qualify to join them as the at the finalists in 2025. Two teams will qualify from each group of 12. So 12 and 2 give you 24 countries to make it at the finals in Morocco. Last edition held in Africa Coast also had 24 nations participating as well. Liberia missed out slightly following a 2-1 defeat at the Samuel Kando Stadium to South Africa. So we are asking this morning, we will be shortly joined by former national team goalkeeper Nathaniel Shemo to tell us exactly what are the chances for Liberia, what are needed to be done by the country for us to qualify. Since the Football Association has set 2025 as an agenda for the country, what can we do as a country to qualify? What are needed financially? What do we need to do? Do we have the quality of players to reach the finals and all of that? These are things we look at. But on the flip side of that, while we're trying to connect with Nathaniel Shemo, we said Liberia will be represented at the Paris Olympic on beginning July 11 with by 8 athletes. You already been following during the week. We have a session display from our athletes there in Cameroon. In Joseph Famuda winning 2 gold medals for Liberia at the African Senior Championship held in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Eberlin Morrison also grabbed another gold medals for Liberia, while and Smith Bennett also grabbed a silver medal. So 4 medals for Liberia at the US and the African Senior Championship there in Cameroon. They are now preparing for the Olympics in France, Paris, France. The Olympic delegation should be departing the country early next week to tell us. Who also hope to speak with Mr. Philibert Brown, the president of the National Olympics Committee, to tell us exactly what our preparation. Last week we had on the line the president of the Athletics Federation, Mr. Moba Zizi, just telling us exactly that a lot of things have been put in place. The team is already on camp in the United States of America, where many of the players, almost 8 of the athletes, are all based in the United States. So they are on a camp now to be preparing to go to Paris to represent the last edition, the Tokyo Olympic. Joseph Famune also reached the finals of the 200-meter race. He fifth in that final. That was not good. But again, after winning 2 gold medals at the African Championship in the 200 meters race and the 100-meter race, Famune can go all out and clinch Liberia first ever Olympic gold medal. We hope to see that when the competition will officially kick off on July 11 there in Paris, France. So a lot of sporting development for you, the Africa competition. Let me get and Jeremiah's opinion on this. We are in a group with Togo. In 2016, Liberia led Togo by 2-0, and Togo came back and settled for 2-2 draw at the Antoinette Tottenham Stadium. Gizi double and Waylon Jabo scoring a fantastic bicycle kick at the Antoinette Tottenham Stadium. But frustration ended that day when Liberia settled to a 2-2 draw, and that day they missed out on the finals as well. That was very, very emotional for Liberians. Very close, who would have qualified as the 3rd best placed team in the group, but that was not possible. Members down line, we are once again a group that has Togo, Algeria, who They have not also beaten us here, but we have played them and two games here in Monrovia and has all settled to a draw. They are the favorite in the zone. The 2019 champions of the Africa Cup of Nations are in that zone. Equatorial Guinea beat us here in last year, 1-0 in the World Cup qualifier. We are in the same zone with them, also in the World Cup qualifiers, but they lost a point to us on 3 points, lost to Liberia, but following the featuring of illegal players are decided by the International Football Federation, FIFA. So that's how it looks like. So Equatorial Guinea is in that zone along with Liberia. So that is it. What are our chances? Can we make it out of the zone to go to Morocco? Jeremiah Binda.
Yeah, but the football, football is something that needs time. Football is something that you got to give your all, because when we all go to the game, everyone expect results. Now that look how the group, the team, the country that we are in zone, we've had Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea won us here, but using illegal player, they lost the points. And then we were looking at Togo in 2016. We had the problem with Togo here. Early meaning goes on Togo. That was two, leading them clean. We felt relaxed. We felt comfortable. At the end of the day, Togo started pressing. In the dime meaning, we were all frustrated when we settled to Togo 2-2, and at the end of the day, Togo have to qualify over us. This time around, some will say it's not 2016. This is the 2025 we are looking at. So this time around, seeing the new coach take over, playing 4 games, winning 2, drawing 2, that's a plus for us. But people also been criticizing the national teams in terms of our ball coordination, the distribution of the ball. All they need to do, they need to use to the fast play is what we're hearing around the corner. So we are going there again with all it. There will be preliminary around this time around, and we are going strictly to qualify to the final. We are there. We know that we've been witnessing Algeria playing around here. We know Algeria, we know Equatorial Guinea, we know Togo. So Liberia is in zone with them. All they need to do, put themselves together. That's our country. We want to qualify to the finals. We don't want to go and then just come back. We don't want to be going coming. So Coach Mario Marineka have to get his boys, put them together, tell them all the tactics that they named to qualify from the zone. Because mind you, Algeria is not a side to play. All the teams, all the countries that qualify to reach that stage, they don't want to lose. Everybody get it. The expectation that we're all going to qualify to the finals. But what can qualify to the finals is the way you will position your team and the results you will bring back home to your country.
Yes. What will qualify you is the result. Let's look at that. Let's just also inform our followers that Liberia has been doing extremely well since 2024 began. We are yet to be defeated, playing very extremely well on all of the side. Not yet defeated in the last 4 matches. That also put us on a right trajectory going to the 2025 finals against, qualified 2025 qualifiers, along with the likes of Algeria and Algeria. Sorry, I'm trying to connect with former national team goalkeeper Nathaniel Sherman will shortly be joining us on the line to get. Let me see. Hello. Wow. Anyway, Sherman, he can read that, and you will join us live on the show this morning. Like we said, we will be speaking with Nathaniel Sherman, who is the former national team goalkeeper. And as soon as you join us live, we'll put in through that. For the qualifiers, all of the games will be played in September, October, and November. So, with the kind of form that the Lone Star is currently in, having played 4 matches in the zone and qualifying direct and qualifying over Djibouti, 2 games. They went to Namibia, they settled to a draw. That was one of the first time that the Lone Star will play a competitive match away from home and settle for a draw. They play against Sao Tome also away from home, and won 1-0 in a very intriguing encounter, and that means the Lone Star is undefeated. That has also increased the ranking of the national team to 142 from 152 globally on the FIFA ranking, and we are also moving at we are also at 42 position in Africa.
Mhm.
So, do you think these records can play for Liberia going into the game?
Yeah, yeah. He can play for us, sir, because we was not expecting our team to move from 152 to that of 142, right? So that's that. People want to see the improvement of the team. So like we're coming to 142. That's a boost for the country, and then it's carried up there. We all know it's carried up there. So we can still build on that momentum to say that in terms of ranking, we leaving one. We have left 142. I mean 152. Now we have to 142. So we have to do our best. The more we put in time, the more we get the results. The more we reserve the energies, we give the result out to the people, because every country that are going to the tournament, they want to qualify to the final. So the record that we've already said, leaving 152 to 142, they can play for us when we reach there. We can still build on our momentum and then increase the pace and then give the country the results to qualify to the final. They can play for us.
Yes, the records already can play for Liberia, but again, and for us to qualify, there are a lot of things that counts, because it is not only the players. Do we have the quality of players to get there? And currently, the national team head coach Mario Marolinka is solely focused on the use of local players. Can we make it in a group that has Algeria and Togo and Equatorial Guinea with complete local-based players?
Man, you bother the essence of giving local based players the chance, at least, because from our past coach, the two coaches that left her was Ansu Keita and that of Peter Butler. People complain around that they were not giving time. The leagues that are playing in Liberia, our players were not giving time from the first league, the second league to showcase their talent on the national team. At the end of the day, you realize that we will have friendly matches. We only have the African Cup of Nations qualifier, the World Cup qualifiers. They will take players from on the international scene. They will come at the end of the day. As soon as the country don't qualify, they will leave and go back to that country and then start practicing with that club. So this time around, Coach Mario Maronika brought a system to give edge to the local player that come and showcase your talent. You've been complaining. Come and prove to the country that you get a country at heart and you are willing to deliver for the country. So giving local player the edge, I believe that the same format they are following from the coach discussion and the tactics in bringing up, they can give us the results. They can bring forth international players, but not just bring all of them and forget about local based player.
Yes, we can also qualify with the news of local players. That's the voice of Jeremiah Binda, my co-presenter on the show. So like we said, that's how it looks for the national team. Later on, when we shall open the line, we'll also get your view, our listeners to get to tell us exactly what are the chances for Liberia in the zone. Since we have set 2025 as an agenda as a country, the Football Association, the technical arm of football, said they want for Liberia to qualify. The Ministry of Youth and Sports, the owners of the national team, have to support that agenda. That means through the provision of finances for all of the players, for all of the games that we have to play, because we will be playing 6 games. You will travel to Algeria to play against Algeria. You will travel away to Equatorial Guinea to also play there. You will travel to Togo to play the games. So Togo, and if you look at the ticket fares in West Africa, is much more expensive. Yeah, traveling to some of the countries here in West Africa is very expensive. The Nigeria, the other places, very expensive. So we look at that. What is government have to provide the needed financial resources for the national team, the players per done. Are we still going to give the players $1,000 per win bonus or per appearance fee if we want to qualify? Because you have to motivate them at all costs or on all fronts so that they can make it. So it comes with so much money. You need to budget. You need to have a budget of around $3 million to to be able to qualify for the Nation Cup because a lot of teams will take into account qualification. Even the World Cup qualifiers that we are in, the Football Association continue to complain of not receiving the needed financial resources on time for the national team. They are indebted to hotel, they are set all the time, indebted to airlines. But again, government then chipping in recently. So they have cleared some of the debts according to the Football Association president. But again, we need all hands on deck if we are to move to the Cup of Nations finals in Morocco 2025. It's a tight race. You just talk about the players who cannot completely depend on the local players. You need the involvement of the foreign players as well, or foreign-based players to be able to. But again, Maralinka has been messing them up in recent time. The regular players that he has had, Samson Doyle, who's been doing extremely well at Victoria Plaza and Savia Prague. Oscar Dolly has been one of the regular players. Mo Sangari from Livingston in Scotland has been one of the regular players on the team, along with Noah Cannon from Shortbury in the English League, third league as well. He has been there. So we need to also identify other players that we can. William Jabo is in Qatar, not Qatar, but Iraq. 6 goals now to his credit in the Qatari league as well. Can we bring him back to the national team? Will he be needed? Will he be a good addition for Peter Butner as well? Emmanuel Ennis, Liberia International, who just signed for FC Aru. He plays in the Swiss Challenge League now, the former club of Alain Jar. He signed recently. He scored a number of goals in the Northern Cyprus League, is now there as well. So can he also be added to the squad so that we can see how we can make it to the Nation Cup as well? So a lot of things come into play when you talk about Liberia qualifying. But on as it stands, by the ranking, we are the underdog in the zone. It's clear. We are the underdog in the zone. Because this is how the draw was done. They have the 8th least ranked team placed in pot 1. Then they have pot 2 that have those that come after the 8th least ranked team. Then they have pot 3, those in the middle. Then pot 1 was the best 10 countries in Africa. Yes. And this Algeria is one of them, Senegal is one of them, Nigeria is one of them, Morocco is one of them. That is how we were paired. So Togo are above us in the ranking. They are above us. You can check 9 countries after Togo, we can reach Liberia at the rankings. That's how it looks like. Equatorial Guinea is also above Togo.
Okay.
And Algeria is way above all of us. So on the paper, Algeria are the favorite to qualify. Player per player pairing, they are the best in the zone. Second, Equatorial Guinea, we saw them in the Africa Cup of Nations against. Okay, so I think Nak is now live. Let me try to put him through. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Good morning. So let me just take in directly here. Good morning. Okay, thank you so much. So let me just inform our listeners that we now have live on the line and Nathaniel Shemon. Nathaniel Shemon is former national team goalkeeper, one of the best we had before the tragic accident that led him to resign from football during the qualifiers for the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations. And it's a pleasure to have you on Punch Give Me Sports.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And also to your listening audience.
Yes, I would like to take us back 2017, where grew with Togo, and I wouldn't want you to talk about that incident that led you to resign from football. Give us a picture of how it was like when we played against Togo.
Yeah, I think it was a challenging moment for us. I remember I played the first leg in Lomé. We led 1-0 up to the 17th minute. We conceded a lead that ended the game 2-1 in favor of Togo. So we came back preparing for the next game, and in between that time to the second leg, after down to the second leg, I had a situation, and that is it. I couldn't play, even though I was on the field watching the game, and I thought that was the moment we could change the story, but unfortunately, it happened the way it happened. And that is football. At times, you win some, you lose some, and you draw some. I think it was the moment that we could rejoice, and that happened. It took us all the way back. It's a setback for our football from that situation to present. We have been struggling, so it want to take us some time. But I still regret that I couldn't play that game. I won't believe playing that game. What I know and what I can do, I think up 2-0, we should be in the nation cup.
Yes, and many people continue to shift blame. Is it the players, the coaches, or who should we blame for the qualifiers?
For me, I think the team did not do well. When we do match analysis, we don't point out people to say, "Oh, John, are you a report? Are you?" We believe it's a whole chain in terms of what happened to the game and how we concede. Most often people look at only the moment the ball hit the back of the net, but they don't take into consideration from the first point a player had the ball, maybe he had 2 or 3 options to pass, and he decided to dribble. He lost, and the player that saw cover failed to cover. The next player that saw a balance failed to do so, and the end at the back of the net. We only see the moment it hit the net, but we don't look at the chain along the way. So I think it was an issue. Maybe going into the future, we have similar situation again. We will need more leaders on the field. We don't just need a captain. We need a leader. We need people that can identify when there are crucial moments in the game. Now we're 15 minutes away from the Nation Cup. We need players on the field that can pass the information. Now you don't, even though you need a coach, but at that moment you have to take it as a player. You have to take full responsibility. This is a moment for me. I'm 15 minutes away from the Nation Cup. I'm up 2-0. What can we do? You need people to lift the spirit in the team. You need people to pass the right information. And I think as a team, we didn't do well with passing information and taking responsibility and showing leadership.
Yes, we didn't do well as a team. Now the stage is set once more. We also missed out closely last time against South Africa. What can we learn from this ordeal as we approach 2025 that is now an agenda? Looking at the Togo situation, the DR Congo situation, and the South Africa situation, chances for Liberia to have made it to the Cup of Nations?
Yeah, one thing I would say from the beginning, now we have seen our opponent. The thing we want to do in our last game, it should be done in our first game. I say this to say, most often with us, we will manage, we will struggle. Maybe we say, okay, that $50 we got for the game, and so we use that money, we manage with it. Someday we don't eat, we go through everything. And maybe good for us, we find ourselves in a situation that maybe a win to qualify or a draw to qualify. Now we say, okay, since we're not having money today, we got money. And we try to bring all the pressure. And when you play football, it has its own pressure. That's one. 2, the fan, the demand for the game and the kind of game. So because of that, the player themselves have to be able to manage the situation at a given time. Because I'm looking at you're in your house, you got your children throughout, your struggle throughout the year. You can't go food, you can't do nothing. So Christmas come, you say you want to cook heavy. When you cook heavy, you know what's going to happen in your house? Everybody going to have full portion. The next morning, everybody will have something. It's the only opportunity they have. So they don't want to manage that situation, how they will eat, because throughout the year, they've been struggling. So they see like this opportunity and this everything, we have to hold it. So looking at that on the football side, we will struggle through all the qualifiers, do everything. Now we have one game. Instead of managing the game very well, we're bringing a lot of pressure. Somebody come to say, oh, they want to motivate. You want to bring the one, you want to do the other one. The game is soft. That kind of game that's demanding or win to qualify has its own pressure. What you need to do is to manage the situation. How do we manage the situation? To see if we can provide minimum. It's not about coming to make big promises, bringing million, bringing this. No, you're increasing the pressure. Right?
Okay.
You're increasing you'll be increasing the pressure.
Let me take you back, because when we draw to DRC Congo, there was a promise of 100,000. And we also need a win against South Africa here, a promise of 50,000 given by the former president. Are you saying these kind of promises sometimes put the players under pressure?
Do it for the first game.
Okay.
Do it on the first game. The first game for the qualifier, you promise 50,000 and going forward. Don't wait for the last game, then you want to put the pressure on them. Then you want to set them up with the public. No. The first game, I will give you 50,000 when you win. Second game, I will do this when you win. Like that. So now they get familiar with it. But you wait, the game itself is a game that demanding that you have to win by all costs, and you play in home. You already have that pressure to deal with. And somebody come and say, okay, we'll put 50,000, we'll put 200,000. It shouldn't be on the last day. It should be a regular thing that people get familiar with, that people understand that this is the demand, and play to that level. Not every time you reach, then everybody coming. When there's a game to win, you see all the people you haven't seen before, in Liberia that is connected to football. Everybody into the training, everybody all over the place, people trying to get things done. At that moment, the player concentration is more about the game and managing the pressure.
Okay.
There where they sack you and the mental issues step in. There where you need people to be able to manage the players very well, to manage the expectation, right? You need them to get away, to start imagining. Well, what can happen most often is before going to the game, you imagine the celebration. You imagine when we win, how the celebration, how we enjoy. No, the key focus should be see the game, win the game, after the game, and everything else will follow. But the normal attitude that we have in Liberia, we wait the last minute down, then people start to bring million. No, we need a million for the first game. We need a million for the day. They say the first game is in September. The million, you can bring a million. Then we start using a million before we can go forward.
Yeah, this is a salient point for Nathaniel Sherman. But then move to the technical aspect of the game, of the group. We got Algeria, we got Equatorial Guinea that just beat us here in recently in last year. We got Togo as well. You just explained the story about Togo as well. What are our chances, frankly? Do we have any chance of making it out of this group?
As it stands right now, we're kicking a ball. Everybody stand a chance to qualify. Everybody stand a chance to qualify. This is modern football. In modern football, you rule nothing out. If you have players that can take instruction very well, players that understand the game, better coach that have a lot of different strategies, I can tell you there's a huge possibility. If you look at the zone, I can say it's an open zone. It's an open zone in a sense. Yes, there are a few big names. There are people with higher ranking than us, but I can say it doesn't matter the ranking. The way you do on the field, how you implement your strategy, how you plan, and how you can execute. You look at Algeria, yes, Cote d'Ivoire, of late, they are not been doing well. They have been struggling with the Bureau. Equatorial Guinea, yes, Cote d'Ivoire. They show something in the Nation Cup, but recent, we have done some good work as well. And what people don't understand a lot about football, when you start to win, there's a different feeling. When you draw, there's a different feeling. When you're losing, there's a different feeling. So now we start to win. I can tell you, if we will lose a game, we will lose in proud. They will fight. They understand what it takes to win. To win is a different mentality, a different thinking. When a team lose regularly, that feelings come to them. One good example that I can give anybody about football is Real Madrid. Real Madrid will score between 80 to 90 minutes and win a game. Why? Over the period of 5 to 6 years, they have been winning game in that form. So people they play, the moment time approaches in the game, you will see even the opponent team will see that something is about to happen. Until Madrid can score in that game, they will not until they can score. So it's like the team will winning. So when the team is not winning, the entire team got kind of thing. They have that kind of thing. We play, we do well, and everything. But it's not at the back of their mind. Something is about to happen. It's in your mind. Until they can score or something happen, boom, before you come to yourself. So now they start to win, they're having a winning feeling. There's a different feeling when you're winning. You play scrappy, but you're winning, it's good. And I think looking at the our current group, I can tell you it's a 50-50 chance for everybody on the playing field. If we do everything right, if we put in everything right, good preparation, we can get a couple of test matches. I can tell you we can do something great with the zone we have.
Yes, we can do something great with this group that we have. That's the voice of Nathaniel Shema. But not let go further. And you are spoken about the chances for Liberia. Let look at the players. And do we have the quality? Because if you want to compete against the likes of Algeria, Togo, and Equatorial Guinea, you need quality. And do we have the kind of quality? Are there space for addition of players to the national team as a preparation and it's about to start for the qualifiers?
I think there are few players, but the last group that I saw playing, they're not a bad group. I think they just need more exposure, more friendly matches. And like I said to you today, in football, you need players that understand football, that can take instruction very well. So then they can take good instruction. I can tell you can play anybody and you can make it difficult for them. They just left with the way you plan your strategy, how you want to implement.
Is that working for? Is that why you just say? Is that working for Marolinka? And depending solely on majority of the squad members are now local players. Are you saying these local players are playing by instruction? That's why Marolinka is having the success that he's having currently, 4 games unbeaten.
Yeah, I can tell you 100% why. The instruction is simple. I don't want to ball. I don't want to ball anywhere near my goal. When you get the ball, I want it in the channel right or left, and we go for second ball. And if you watch all of the game he play any, he didn't play any different way. It's great instruction. I don't want the ball. Receive the ball, second down in the channel, Terry Saka, bring it down. You need 2% to support. Quick on the break. If we lost the ball, we come back, we stay compact. It's instruction, very simple. So if you play anybody and you stick to what you want to do, if you feel that what you master and that what you can do best to get your result, fine. It's about the result. With time to come, we add other juice to it, but for now, so long you getting the result with your strategy, I think if it's working for him, it's good.
But
somebody can put a shock and you see you need to make a judgment. Okay, but for now, from what we've seen in the last 4 games, it worked for him.
And I'm sometimes surprised how did the players adjust so quickly, particularly local players, to Marolinka tactics.
Yes, it's just like staying on what you want, insisting on what you want, train the way you want to play. Because at national team level, you don't have a lot of time with the entire squad. So most of your training are based on strategy. So you bring your team in 3 or 4 days to the game, you have to go straight to your strategy, how you want to play, how you want to attack, how you want to defend. So if you can get players that will understand all of that very well, I can tell you it's easy for you to go through. But if you start to find it a bit difficult with people taking information, players want to do their own thing all of the way, it makes it more difficult for the coach or the coaches. I remember the last time when we played, I think that was between 2013 or 2012. I stand to be corrected when we play Mali. We play with only 2 professional.
Yes, at the SKD.
Wilandi was great instruction to me. Sherman received my ball, play to either Bachelor or you play to Grandpa. Grandpa get first ball, he need 2% honor for all the go straight. That's his style. Get to Snake in, appeal different style. He say he want a sweeper, goalkeeper, pass, play from the back. So like that. So it depends on how the coach think he want to play and what he feel can be successful for him. I believe with more local player putting a good performance, we stand a better chance. Because what happened, the local player, they are always together. So you stand a better chance to the professional.
I would like to talk about Marolinka's selection. When he came, he's not selecting our quote unquote best local league players. Most of the players he has selected so far are players that have not been at the level. I would like to talk about Sherman, let me say Terry Sacco, for example. We've seen the lad from Watanga and Philip Tanu being given a call up. We also saw of late the lad from PNZ FC being included to the team. What do you make of his choices of players that we are seeing recent time? Is it that when the league starts, Marolinka will discover more players for us?
So probably he will look for more players that want to. For a coach to bring in a player into a team, it depends on how you want to play. That's the kind of player you want to bring in. Now you want to play more for aerial ball. Do you need a shot number 9? No, you need a peak number 9 that can keep the ball for second to have the rest of the team. So he picking player according to the way he want to play. That's the kind of player you're looking for. So because of that, we're seeing a lot of surprise, a lot of surprises in terms of who he call. Everybody gets shocked. But yes, he picking a player because of the style of football he want to play. That's the kind of player he go room for. If you look into the team today, that one of the good things I think I admire of him is bringing high into our national team. If you look into the team, there's a lot of high in the team, and that is good for us. What period here we struggle with some
area ball.
Yeah.
Particularly the game against Togo, 2 corner kicks and 2 goals against of sluggish play from area ball.
Yeah, so I think that's a good one for him. He is letting the player depends on what he and how he want to play and what he want to do. So it's his responsibility. Maybe tomorrow or anytime, if there's a new coach will decide how he want to play, is the kind of player he want to go for.
Yes. So just to conclude on the national team level, before we can move to your role at the FA, particularly working with grassroots football or the grassroots football. One thing that I've also observed, I would like to get your opinion on this, is the hard press, the energy that have been instilled into the team. We are not seeing the team over the year lasting that long with the same kind of pace from the first minute to the last minute.
More of a zonal, and black. Like I said to you, it's about the instruction. So now, you say we're not doing immediate press when we lost. When we lost, we come back mid black. Immediate press when we lost the ball. We start to, we start to put pressure on the ball right there. So if you do it, you come back, something when you regain possession fast on the break. So like that, you save a lot of energy. And what I also inform, he also work on the diet as well.
Okay.
He also work on the diet. I think it's a key portion with the way we eat in Liberia. We have a great impact on our game. Most of our time we don't know when to take carbohydrate, we don't know when to take protein. And when you play the football, there are different periods you need more protein. There are certain periods you need more carbohydrate. And he has done that. And I think that is a good one for him. And it's also showing up with the way we perform. We're fighting to the end. But like I said to you, when you're winning, it's a different mentality. When you're winning, it's a different mentality. So now the mentality the team has is more of winning.
Okay.
So everything they do, they want to win. It's the primary objective. So they make it better for them. So and for you to win a game is difficult. You have to fight and fight to the very end.
Yes. Let me move quickly. You are now in the football association and youth football setup. I don't really know. I can recall your position, but again, you are within the sector now for youth football. What is the trend? What trend are we moving at now in terms of discovering the kind of players who want for the various youth teams?
I want to thank you to my boss, Luko Wise. He added on to what we have in terms of youth football, and that's working for us. The first we were fighting is to create the pathway. Now we've created the pathway. Next is scouting. We have done scouting. So as you may be aware, right now we have a U10. We had a group of U10 between 150 to 200. We have player U12 150 to 200. We have U15 around 78. And we also have the U17 and U20. So our target was first let's create the pathway. We created the pathway. How can we do away with age cheating and make sure we can have the right player? We say we go back to Keston Young. So what do? We go to 10 years old. Right?
Okay.
10 years old, no parenting years should change my child age or so. So if we grab 200 or 300 kids and we just get all of them put into the system with the information provided and the same thing with U12 and something, then we move on. So now that we have created the pathway, there have been some restriction, not restriction, but some rules we have put into place for certain positions with scout players. For instance, center back should be 6 and above.
6 feet and above.
Goalkeeper should be 6 feet and above.
Okay.
Holding midfield 6 feet and above. Number 9, 6 and above. Shot player, yes, good, but you have to have what we call the X factor. So meaning you gotta come with something extra. It can't just be regular. Because what we're trying to do, we also try to look into marketing.
Okay.
And yeah, because today in football, height play a very major role. Even though there are players with high height are very good exceptional, but you know, like, you always need to have height in your team. So we try to do the scouting in a way that we have our football tomorrow. Even if we're not around, we have a clear pathway into the senior national team. So I can tell you, in 2 years from now, I can tell you we at least like 100 players that are going through the system, and from U10 to U12, from U12 to U15, from 15 to 17, and up to 20. So now for you to enter the system, you have to be an extra player. That one will be doing the scouting all year round. So if, for instance, we go to Barca, we see there's a smart kid in Barca, we grab him and put in the system. If there's a smart kid in Maryland, we grab him and put in the system. So the pathway is clear. It's not created. So that's good for us. And I believe that's the way. That's the only way we can help to develop our football. So now we have a hub of players: U10, U12, U15, U17. So if for any reason we want to look for a player for U17, we go straight back to our U15 team. We want to look to U20, we go straight back to our U17 team. Yes, there will be players coming from the league that will go into the U20 team. There will be players from the league that will go into the U17 team, but that player will have to come with extra quality.
Okay. Yes, thanks so much. Well knowledgeable Nathaniel Sherman when it comes to football, former national team goalkeeper, has been our guest, online guest, but not and qualifiers. And finally, and just mini, what should be the government role in this? Because the Football Association, you guys have already set agenda. What should be the government role going forward in terms of provision of support, financial support to the team?
I think we need to treat football as we need to see football that it can also help to build our economy.
Okay.
We need to treat football with emergency. We most often we pretend to be like we're so much into football that we love football. Only, like I said earlier, when there's a game, you say win and qualify. Then you see all the officials. You pass a budget with 150,000. I can tell you the 150,000 can't even cover the game with Algeria.
Wow, one game.
You buy a ticket from here to go to Algeria. It can't even cover it. That's a clear indication that we don't have interest. We don't see football. It's something that we can help to build. It's something that we can help to develop. Imagine I look in the budget and see some of the sport here, $215.
Yes, $230.
$150.
Imagine, yeah.
Are we serious? Are we really serious? I don't know, but it's something we have to wake up. We have to work. Every other thing we want to do, the 100,000, 200,000 we want to give for that game now, see when we will qualify, they might give it now.
Yes.
If the coach says he want 90-day training session, we should be able to provide it. If there's a training camp outside the country, we should be able to provide it. Don't put the player at risk. Do what you can do now. Instead of waiting for the last day, then you come to say that you so love the country, that you so love football, and you want to bring 50,000, 60,000 on the last day. People on radio saying a lot of big things. No, whatever they need to do to support the team should be now.
Yes, thanks so much for joining us this morning. And Nathaniel Sherman, probably we'll make effort to have you in studio so we can discuss more, because we also know you got a goalkeeper program and you started some time ago. We want to talk more about that as well. But thanks so much for picking our calls or for joining us live on the show this morning, this afternoon. Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
To scout players for all the youth national teams, and also work with FIFA and the FA, because it's a FIFA sponsored program. What they call the talent development scheme. Is something FIFA decided to help a country that is underperforming to get on par. So they brought a talent development scheme that every country will have the opportunity to scout player, open your own national academy. They will send in a talent coach. The talent coach will come in and help with our local coaches from now to 2026. So all of the players that will be in the talent development scheme will move to the Georgia Technical Center before the end of the year. The Football Association will take full responsibility of their schooling, feeding 3 times a day. Only thing they have to do is to play football in the morning, play football in the evening, go to school, back, sleep, and we make sure we can have everything. We'll have tutorial. So we want to have a whole academy for all of the kids, and every kid that will be there, we have to speak with their parents. They will sign a parental consent, and they will go to the technical center. They will visit the place. Now the U17 is about to go in. They're preparing for the qualifier. U20 will go in immediately out. The U15 will go in, and they will be there for 2 years.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. We need to talk more about these things. These are great development, inspiring development from the Football Association. Thank you so much, Nak, for joining us this afternoon on the sports program. So that's the voice of Nathaniel Sherman. Many of you can remember Nak had a tragic situation just a day to that game against Togo that Liberia drew 2-2. He had an accident that affected his eyes. He went to India for surgery. That was not possible. The doctor told him he cannot play football any longer. He retired and is now talent development coordinator at the Football Association. Inspiring story from that match, Liberia versus Togo. Jared, you listen to not quickly. I think with Alatana. Let me just get your opinion on most of the things. Some of the things he said.
Yeah, he spoke. He spoke lengthily, and then he spoke extremely well, talking about even when you look at the budget. Me and my point have to do with the budget. He's talking about because when it comes to football, we're already drawing the players down when there is no funding for them, like game per dam, hotel bills, feedings, everything. These are things that he spoke about that the government should look into. And then also talk about programs he coming up with about his academy. That it's gonna be a good one for the kids who are gonna be on academy, or they need to go to school, come back.
No,
and
the
then,
academy will be for the national, for the FA.
yeah,
The National Academy. Okay.
Yeah.
So that just, but again, we are going. Sorry, we don't have time to take call this
Portugal-
after. Yes,
yeah,
but
Port-
we went quickly to the European nation.
Yeah.
Ronaldo last evening booted out by France. We have Spain also knocking out, retiring Toni Kroos very early at his own home ground. Toni Kroos was also booted out last evening by Spain from the nation finals as well. But we have England up against Switzerland, and Netherlands will be up against Turkey. Let me get I know you are a follower. You left France.
I told you that France going to take the day. You see now we have qualified to the semi-final. We'll be playing Spain. Spain. So as Spain can play, well, I tell you that we have a charity. A lot of children will run around holding by end of the day will win it. Looking at Switzerland, England, that's a very very tough game. Switzerland. You know that Switzerland will qualify over Italy.
Yes.
People grade Italy over Switzerland.
Yeah, a lot of people graded Italy.
Yeah, because they were the defending champ 2020, they won it, and then lost to Switzerland. It surprised everyone. So looking at England, don't just look at England. Is the England going to war over Switzerland? No, but Turkey and that for Netherlands coming from being best loser, reaching to the quarterfinal. I know that Netherlands are going to take the day, but the top game today is going to be England and Switzerland. So Bordeaux is good to be back again. So that's it.
Yes, I am a supporter of Portugal, but from what Spain did against Germany, I take them as a favorite now for the tournament, even though I will be sharing for England today if they can make it up against Switzerland. But again, Netherlands also there is a tricky tie. I saw the France versus Portugal tactical football last season, beautiful football we enjoy. We also saw Germany against Spain. The European games are so beautiful. That's why they play football and they make you to love the game. That's how it is. Very scientific football. Very, very. We hope to see that this evening or this afternoon when Portugal of England take on Switzerland. So my name is Edwin Dolo. I've been here alongside Jeremiah Benda. We'll be back next Saturday with another fascinating edition of the program. Give me Sports on Punch 106.7. Thanks to all of you. Follow us live on Punch TV as well. Join us next week. We'll be here. Maybe we'll have a guest to discuss the national team more and more. We want to speak with a legislator to talk about how the government can help the football association. We have the former football association president, that is Musa Ability, Edwin Snow. We have former national team players, Danishos Bocha Segwe, and a lot of sporting people there at the national legislature. They put pen to paper just for 150,000 for football. All of them signed that document. We want to talk with them to see why was that like that. So next week, we hope to have most of the discussion on that. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week.